from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning and welcome back to the Tobago Updates Morning Show. As you know, it's Youth Wednesdays where we bring to you all things youth. In studio with us this morning is a 12-year-old author and her mommy who recently wrote a very interesting book. Good morning, Jade.
Good morning.
Good morning, mommy. How
Good
are you
morning.
guys?
We are wonderful.
Good.
All right. So I am not going to tell the viewers what book we wrote. Well, you guys wrote. So I'm going to allow you all to introduce the book. So tell me what book you all wrote.
Well, the name of the book is My Superhero, and it's about learning to love your natural hair.
Learning to love your natural hair. You know, growing up, I had really thick, fossy hair. And for part of my life, I also struggled with my natural hair, you know. And sometimes I wished that I had straight hair, you know, growing up on Disney Channel and growing up reading books about princesses with long blonde hair. You know, sometimes that fed a little bit of insecurity, especially amongst young girls and young boys who don't really get the opportunity to see hair like theirs shown in books on TV and so on. So it's really interesting to see that this 12-year-old author has somehow managed to come up with a concept and a lovely idea to represent all the hair textures, especially in terms of Afrocentric hair, 4A, 4B, 4C, and such like that. Can you share with me what was the inspiration behind writing My Hero?
Well, when I was like 7, I used to watch a lot of YouTube when I came home from school, and you know, all the channels, they all had this straight hair, blonde hair and blue eyes, and I used to get really like, why my hair not looking like that? Because I hated this shrinkage a lot, because I used to watch the hair and I said, why mine can't come down like that? And my mom cut her hair shorter than mine, since I didn't like the shrinkage, and it helped boost my confidence a lot, but it didn't take me all the way. So she used to tell me a story, it's not a real story of course, about the kings and the queens of the world, and they had to do challenges to see if they would be worthy of becoming the king and the queen of the world. And one was defying gravity, and they used to put a pat in your hair, and they used to fall down for everyone else, but with the afro it used to stay up. So my mom actually said she was gonna write a book about it, but then she changed her mind. She thought I should write it since, you know, it was mine. So I wrote it, and that's what inspired me to write it.
I'm really proud of you for doing that. You know, I like the idea that you managed to take an experience like that. That is actually quite common amongst most little girls and little boys, and create a storybook that makes your afro hair the star, you know. So mommy, how did you feel when you realized that your daughter shared some insecurities with her hair?
It was heartbreaking. She was so young, being at that age. I had very long curly hair at the time, and I thought to myself, oh gosh, what can I do to I don't want Jade going down this path. And that's when I first cut my hair, and I said, I made it really magical for her. I used to say things like, are you crazy? I wish I had your hair. Your hair is magical. Look, Jade, your hair stands up. How does that happen? Gravity is something that pulls everything down in the world. It is magic if you think about it. How can the afro hair stand tall when every other hair falls down? How can you part your hair and it stays up? When you're doing your corners and stuff in the hair, how come it stays so up and it stands up? That's a miracle, right? If you really think about it from a science point of view, a scientific point of view, it defies gravity.
Yes.
So that's how I came up with that story. I myself am also an author, and I'm also very creative. So I used to tell her these things, and then I started just, sowing seeds into her mind about how magical it is, how amazing it is, how great it is, when she started to believe it. And at that time I thought, wow, I need to write a story about this. I'm sure so many other children are going through this. And it took about 5 years And when last year said, let me write it now, I heard, no, it's Jade's story. You need to let her share her story. You didn't grow up having that issue. And then when she did it, I cry all the time. I want to cry right now. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
Even I wanted to call the book Why I Love My Afro Hair. And I told her the hair was a superhero. She changed it to My Superhero. That's amazing. Like, how did you come up with that play on words, you know?
Yeah, that's a level of creativity that I really and truly would admire. And for me, I struggled a lot with my hair.
Yes.
And it was not until fifth to sixth form that I really and truly started to embrace my hair. If anybody knows me, they know that I loved a good afro. And that only came with understanding what your hair represents and knowing that really and truly your hair is an extension of who you are.
Yes.
And sometimes you try to be like everybody else and you want to look like everybody else, but you can't look like everybody else. You can only look like you. And for me, my appreciation for my afro hair really came when I looked at all of the women around me and I said, all of the women in my life really and truly love their hair. And with afro hair, you could do a lot with it. So, for example, my parents had locks. I have an auntie with short hair. I have aunts with 4B hair. So, it's a little curly and so on. It's such a versatile, hair type. So, it really is a journey to love your hair. And I think for those of us with this hair type, it's really trying to create a level of love.
Self-love. That's the message. Self-love.
With your hair. All right, so tell me a little bit about some of the characters in your book, Jade. Tell me, which one is your favorite?
Well, my favorite character is Naomi, the last one, and because she's my plot twist. And Zaria, she's representing me. That one is mine story. And the story my mom used to tell me, that's in her section too. But I also really love the boy because I know it happens to boys too, and it's not just girls. And people tend to forget that boys can be insecure too, a lot.
So more or less all are your favorites then?
Yes, I love all of them. Mine.
Correct, more or less all are your favorite. And I'm glad that you included boys within the natural hair.
She did that.
Yes.
I was gonna put girls alone. Thank God that she wrote a book.
Actually, that is really interesting because recently we saw where a boy was kicked out of his graduation for having his own natural hair. We are seeing some discrimination in the workplace against afro hair. I remember a couple of years ago, there was a guy who was circulating on the media for having afro hair, and the comments were brutal.
Wow.
So it's really a tough thing for a lot of us to really and truly go through. And I love the inclusivity of it. I love the creativity and I love the positive message behind it. And just for a little sneak peek for our viewers, I'm going to allow Jade to read a little piece of the book, and then we're going to talk about, after she does that, we're going to talk about where we could get the book and the launch of the book that is upcoming. So you take it away, Jade.
Zaria thought to herself, I wish I had straight hair. My hair ruins everything. It makes my outfits, and everything about me ugly. I know. I will ask Mom to straighten it. A few minutes later, she blurted out, Mom, can I straighten my hair? What did you ask me, Zaria? Why would you want to do that, baby? Her mother asked. So I can be pretty, of course, Zaria replied matter-of-factly. Well, Zaria, my answer is no. I love your natural hair. You are beautiful just the way you are. Who told you that it's not pretty? Okay, Mom, nobody. I was just joking, Zaria replied, feeling sad. She then said a silent prayer to herself. Later that night, while looking out her window, she wondered how she could be pretty, when suddenly someone who looked like a superhero flew to her window with hair that looked just like hers. Zaria stared in awe and exclaimed, Who are you? Hi, Zaria. I'm Zana, your superhero, the the visitor replied. Wow, said Zara. What exactly is a superhero? A superhero is a superhero who helps little boys and girls like you love their afro hair, Zaria explained. Zaria hesitated, stating that nothing could make her love that stupid afro. Don't say that, Zaria, Zana encouraged. I'm going to show you just how amazing and magical your hair is.
You could just finish this
No,
line
I'm
and
not
done.
doing that.
You don't want to give it away?
Okay.
I'll leave it on the clipboard.
All right, cliffhanger. Expert.
Cliffhanger. Oh, we have a professional author, guys. I really love that. And you know what? Just by reading that little paragraph, I could see a little bit about me in there. Because I remember crying to my mommy about my hair. And sometimes struggling to go to school with it. Because you try everything, you want your hair to be sleek and you want it to be nice. But that is just not how your hair is meant to be.
Yeah.
So,
And it takes really long to stop bun.
yeah, it really
I used
does.
to get real vexed.
Oh, that is really frustrating because you try to pull it up and you try to, you know. But even though I'm not a little girl anymore, it still is an inspirational book for me.
That's the
Yeah.
last
You
part.
know, and I think that this is not just a kid's book.
No,
It's
I
not.
think
it says all ages.
If you read
it's for
the
all ages.
last part,
The
you'll
plot
see.
twist that Jade speaks about is actually for adults. It's here for parents.
Ooh. All right. So there's a plot twist for us guys. So, Mommy, tell us a little bit about the launch of the book.
Okay, so the launch takes place next Tuesday, the 10th of December, at the Magdalena Grand. Huh?
Make sure to say it's not.
Yeah, don't worry, baby. Mommy's an expert too, you know. So it's not a public event, but it will be live streamed. It will be live streamed on via Facebook and perhaps other mediums. And we have we would have a proper setup. We have sponsors. That Magdalena is one of them. They actually sponsored the venue for us, which was very amazing. We reached out to Auntie Liz, who did Jade's interview, and she agreed to use her stream as well, so it will be live on through that channel, right? So it will have wide visibility. We had the honor of Tobago Media Concepts. They're gonna run the whole visual audio, and I'm not sure if you know about Candice with Amazing Events. She's doing the real backdrop, everything. We had tremendous support from the business community who were all blown away and amazed by this initiative and decided to come on board. We have Blue Heron doing the signage. So you're going to see the logo. This is my superhero. Big, right, on bold. And the only thing that we really didn't have was the opening anthem on a steel pan. So we still need someone. Hi guys, if you play the steel pan, to play the anthem, reach out to us and come and, open for us. You would, be showcased as well. Visibility for your brand, and you'll be supporting a worthy cause. At this time, we are actually doing pre-sales of the book to cover the printing costs. And if you would like to, book one ahead, you should receive your copy by at least the 17th of December. You could reach out to me as well. I don't know if I should give them my number now.
Go ahead.
So you can write this number down if you're driving, voice note it to yourself. It's 479-6629. 479-6629. So again, put this in your calendar, the 10th of December, Tuesday next week, 10 a.m. we go live through the Liz Williams account, where she goes live for whatever accidents or whatever. That's not associated with TV6 in any way, just the normal accounts. And it will be at the Magdalena Grand. We are also having some amazing boxes, food boxes, snack plates from Kerry's nice and sweet treats. Kerry Ann who does, right? So it's all coming together with a lot of support.
I actually like that. It's a really nice initiative.
It will be a nice
And I
event.
really look out for that event. So I would like to thank you guys so much for coming on the Tobago Updates Morning Show. And I would love to wish you all the best with your book, Jade. I am really proud of you for taking your experience and using your creativity to, write a story that is not just only representative of the things that you went through, but all of us. And mommy, I know that you are feeling proud. I know that you are feeling excited. So I also wish you all the best. Okay, guys, don't go just yet. We still have more in store for you. Don't forget to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.